Alright, look what a package I got from a fellow YouTuber. Just some awesome stuff. There's some stuff that I don't find except in my mailbox. That's very cool. I don't even know the point styles or the point types. That's some glassy looking quartz. And these points right here were actually found in my state. You can tell by the looks of them. They look like something that come right out of my hunting grounds. There's an Adena. Looks like a Robbins. That was an awful generous package. These quartz pieces are crazy. Cause I just don't find stuff like that with all. I think I've got 3 quartz pieces. Mine's yellow looking compared to that. And this big old piece right here. I believe it's a buzzard roost. Look how twisted that thing is. Even the base and everything's got a big twist to it. Just really cool artifacts. That one right there is made by Paleo Man. Thieves style point. It was sent back here because that's where the stone come from. I've acquired quite a collection from Paleo Man. That's an awesome piece. But I've got one ready to ship out for this gentleman. You know who you are, but I want you to know I really appreciate what you sent. You didn't have to do that, but I'll treasure them, take care of them. But this gentleman had made a request some time back about my big sandies, and I got some of them out and together. There's one in particular that I didn't get out that came from those stomping grounds on April 13th of this year. That's the only one in that case, but I went on and I got some more out of the other cases that I have, and I'll show them in just a second. Let me walk right over here because I've got several, and these over here is not so easy about getting out. So I thought I'd try to let you see a few of them while they're in the case. And they're just dotted around in here in different places. Any of those side notches pretty much fits the classification of the Big Sandy. I don't know how many's in each case, but there's a pretty good one right there. And none of the ones that I have are just enormous. I mean, they're all just average to small. There's a pretty good size one right there. And unfortunately, most of these in here in these cases, that was before I ever started cataloging anything. There's several in here. Of course, you know, some of them are just lopsided and things like that, but there's a real nice hafted one right there. That's so neat. And even that little one there is hafted. Blunt or scraper, whatever they used it for. There's several in this case. I see one there and one there. There's a nice one there, and there's a broad base one there. And then I think there's maybe that one right there. And I know these ain't showing up real good over here. It's just to give you an idea that I've got several, and that one right there is a real nice one, tapered down to a needle tip. And there's probably one of the bigger ones that I own. It's actually uniface. The other side's flat. And I don't think there's any in that case there, but anyway, I got out what I had found in the last couple of years, and then there's a few that I had in a different case that I had found over the years that I didn't know exactly where they come from. I know where a few of them come from, but this is about 40 of them right here. And I put them in the way I've got them all lined up because I took them, a lot of these come out of cases that I had in cases. Now I probably won't handle all these. I'll scan through them and let you look at them. This is probably one of the nicer ones that I own. It's not just real big, but it's real fine though. I can get it over here where you can see it. I got a number on it because it's good. It's really heavily ground. That's a pretty piece right there. And I got this little E-notch that's nice. Outside of it's got a little tip ding on it. It's got a neat little bullseye though. And I couldn't tell you where them actually came from. I know where these two come from, but I don't, as far as the other ones, I really don't know. But I found some nice ones through the years, and some of the prettiest ones I've ever seen are these like this right here, where it has been resharpened and resharpened down to that needle tip. That's really sweet right there. That's a broad base, Big Sandy. And actually that one and this one, I believe, well, don't hold me to that. I was thinking they come out of the same field, but I don't know to that. But look at that tip. I love when they taper them down like that. But anyway, that's one row. I had all those in one case with different points. Now, all these right here, these two rows came from the Sidekick this year, which is the first year I've hunted the Sidekick. And this is probably one of the best ones that I have found. And it's translucent. That's a pretty piece right there. Thin and symmetrical. And a lot of these aren't, you know, just what I consider G10s. But they're nice nonetheless. There's a little, I call him the leprechaun point. Yeah, I believe it's a Big Sandy. It's been just been sharpened up. This lighting I know is just terrible. I'm working on getting me some new lighting in my man cave. Just hadn't got around to it yet. Here's a pretty nice Big Sandy that came from Sidekick this year. And that's one I found just the last hunt, and I'm putting it in here with the Big Sandies, but I can't swear it to be a Big Sandy, but I like the point though, and I love this color in that thing. But anyway, this is a request that had been made by this gentleman, and I wanted to honor that. Getting them kind of all together. Now all these right here came from my old stomping grounds in the last 2 years. Well, last year primarily, because I've only been able to hunt it just a few times this year. But that's where all these came from. There's a nice Harrodsburg one. And there's beveled. This is a nice one. I found that one on the same day I found my Copina Classic. In fact, I think this was the next point I picked up after I took my Copina back to my truck. Pretty sure. I didn't actually record picking it up on video, but I showed it after I'd picked it up. And this is probably one of the better ones that I have too. I found it down there one day last year. I think it was after the crops was out and they had got the cover crop on it. A lot of the big Sandies just, you know, they look alike, but a lot of the Itleys look alike too, and the Daltons and the Adinas, and there's some pretty nice ones. I'm pleased with them. I like the point style. It's just practical, pretty common for the most part. And I've got several more. This is just some of the better ones that I've picked up through the years. And ironically, some of the best ones I have is what come in the last 2 years, or last year and plus this year, whatever how far gone we are in that. But anyway, that is what I wanted to show this fellow that sent me this awesome package right here. And again, you know who you are, and I really appreciate it. This is one of the best days I've ever had. The old stomping grounds, all these were found the same day. Just some awesome pieces. But anyway, I've seen them and I won't keep you. I'm going to get this video up and loaded. And again, I certainly appreciate that package. It was awesome of you to send that. And that's a stellar piece right there too. Now I have a Thebes to go with my paleo collection. I know that the guy that sent me this collection here, he really enjoyed that point right there. But I think it's awesome that he was willing to part with it because the stone came from me. And that's sweet. That's silly. That went to New York and then back to one of the southeastern states and then back to me. It hadn't traveled. Looks a whole lot different what it did when I sent it off. But anyway, I appreciate y'all watching, and got some rain coming a little today and more tomorrow, so I might be able to get back out to Sidekick property before the week's up. I don't know for sure. Do what we can do. Later.